Hi everyone, welcome back to another video with the Collective Unconscious Tarot. So today I'm going to do the reading a little bit different. Instead of a pile selection, I will have you guys choose a stone. We have 3 stones here. Will be 3 different readings. This reading, I'm going to try not to label it. I'm just going to let it kind of be what it needs to be, and then we'll see where it goes for each pile. I'm just gonna keep it very general, but I do want to know what your person feels, obviously, if you are dealing with the person, but I really am just gonna leave it as, you know, what you need to hear in this given moment. I don't know where to put this here, or like, I don't know, my rings. Anyway, so here in the first pile, we have the first pile, the first stone. I think it's an amethyst tower. And here we have a selenite tower. And I'm pretty sure this is a rose quartz. It's not a tower, it's just like this little thingy. Don't even know what shape that is, but really pretty. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to select your piles, and then we will start with the oracles and whatever else wants to come in. Hi there, so if you chose the first stone with the amethyst, this will be a reading for you. So we're going to start with these oracles. This is a tarot deck. I'm going to put it to the side. I'm going to be using multiple decks today. I will also be using the deviant tarot. I'm going to put these aside, but we're going to start with the oracles first. So we have the deviant tarot. Let's put that aside. Okay, so I want to start with the Starseed oracle. So I feel like this is going to be very personal. Your person might come through, but I have a feeling like this may be a little bit more personal than you may want this to be. I think that there are some things that may come up here that you may not really be acknowledging in your life. These are going to be things that you may not be seeing or may not be acknowledging in this given moment. Okay, so we're going to start here with the oracle. Spirit, can you give me some messages for the first group of first collective group? Group number 1. Let's see. Okay, so you have perspective, starbathing, and then you have the courageous peony, and then at the bottom of the deck you have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Okay, so already with this energy, I feel like this is talking a lot about perspective. So perspective may be the basis of this reading. I think that you are too focused on, you may be too focused on, like, the logical aspect of life, you know? I think you may care about what people think, but whether it's true or false, if people think negatively of you, whether it's true or false, I think that none of that matters, because we all end up in the same place, which is not the same place necessarily, but we all end up leaving this realm, right? We end up leaving Earth and becoming spirits, or, like, you know, passing on, right? Once our time here on Earth is over. So I feel like you are putting too much care into your properties, your physical items. You're putting too much focus on things of the earth, and none of it is going to matter and all of these things that you hold so dearly that are material, they won't matter when we go. I feel like you are putting too much emphasis or too much attention to things that we can't take to the grave is really what I'm seeing. And soon those things that you've owned on earth are just going to be merely unreachable. You know what I mean? Because with this energy, this is really sticking out to me, because I think that the world is larger and there are things that have remained undiscovered, and I think that there are parts of you that you haven't really discovered yet because you're too focused on what you have and what you don't have, instead of, maybe you're not a spiritual person, but it's kind of weird that if you're here listening to this, it's kind of like you may be curious about what's out of this realm, out of this world. You could be actually changing perspectives. Maybe in the past you were skeptical and too rational minded and didn't believe in spirituality, and now you may be like changing your perspective, you know, in terms of like seeing things from a less logical point of view and seeing it from more of a spiritual point of view, while still may remaining logical. I think you're starting to question life, is what I'm really trying to say. Can we get more clarification on the perspective card, Spirit? Can I get more perspective on that? The moon. That is so funny. That is so funny that that comes up as soon as, like, this energy seems just to be very similar. I think you are diving deep into the unknown. I think that you're starting to realize that Earth, although Earth is still, there's so much to discover of the Earth, because there are a lot of mysteries on Earth, but now I feel like you're choosing to really go in deep and things outside of Earth, maybe like aliens or other dimensions, other worlds, other planets, other solar systems, other universes, and I think that or other galaxies, you know, things out of this world. But for some of you, I feel like you may need to remain logical. For some of you, I do feel like maybe you need to zoom in rather than zoom out. But that's just for some of you, because that message is coming clear. Although this says zoom out, I feel like some of you have spent too much time zooming out and thinking about things that are out of this world when you still haven't even figured out what's right in front of you. For some of you, you could be focusing too much on like things and not really focusing on things that are right in front of you. So for some of you, I feel like maybe you need to like zoom in, you know, instead of zoom out. Okay. So with this moon, you will be guided through the darkness. I feel like you really want to discover some things that have not been explained, or unless you're a science freak or something, like a nerd, not freak, but like a nerd, and maybe like you don't believe in like tarot or whatever, because you can't really prove it scientifically. But then again, it's like there are a lot of things that, you know, that Earth, because even Earth is really strange in its own way. Earth is very strange and sometimes like very unnatural, and we always try to like rationalize things, and I feel like Spirit is really saying don't rationalize it. Some things are meant to stay unnatural. Some things are meant to stay unrationalized. But for some reason, we have the ability to feel it. Like, you know how I've been hearing about how trees can actually touch you if you ask them to, and people are really trying to find a rational explanation for it, but it's like some things are meant to stay like that. It's something you simply feel, and I feel like if you have feelings for someone, you're trying to really analyze it rather than just feel the feelings and listen to your intuition. You're trying to over rationalize the unexplainable. Oh, that was weird. I just thought what was that? You're trying to rationalize what is not really needed to be explained. Like, there are things that don't need explanation, Okay. So with that moon being here, I do feel like a lot of your guides and ancestors are trying to really show you these things, and they may even be like giving you hints, rational hints that maybe we understand, but I feel like there are a lot of things that you can't rationalize, and that's okay. And I feel like the humans always want to rationalize everything, Okay, so with star bathing here, oops, I'm not gonna do that, it's too many cards. I'm going to clarify the star bathing here, and I simply think that it's just you finally transitioning into a different type of outlook on life, instead of always, having the same approach to life. And now I feel like you may have a different approach. And I think it's because for a long time you may have been really shallow-minded or closed-minded, and I feel like now there's something that could have happened in your life that has kind of led you to ask these existential questions and question reality. And I think that, I know there's all the things with the Matrix and everything, but I feel like you're at a point in your life where you're really starting to question things, and you have the oracle at the bottom, so you may actually be seeking spiritual guidance right now. And I don't know exactly what happened in your I keep saying in your life, so it's like injury, and injure. I meant to say in your life, but I keep saying in your life. End your life, end your life, end your life. There's, how they say, real eyes see lies. So it's kind of like you either had an injury, or someone ended their life, or tried to end your life, right? Because that kind of sounds similar. So I don't know, you can apply it, but you could have actually ended up having an injury that may have caused you to really start second guessing your life and your approach. You could definitely be going through some kind of awakening, and I know a lot of people tend to have these awakenings when they go through like a very like intense like experience, and I think that maybe there could have even been death in your life. Okay, one more card, Spirit. And now it's been the key for you to unlock some truths, or even ask these questions. Because I feel like in the past you didn't ask these questions, and every time you asked, you always had like a logical approach. But now I think that it's different. So to clarify the courageous peony, you have the where who you trust. So with this energy here, I feel like you may have been expressing who you were, or telling people a lot of things that maybe they shouldn't have known. And I think that let yourself be seen. But I feel like every time you would let yourself be seen, I think that it was in the wrong crowd, or like the wrong type of people. Because I do feel like a lot of people may have abused your trust, abused, you used your personality against you, used your words against you. And it could be this, this could have been what triggered you into asking these questions in the first place, but I also feel like maybe you went through a very traumatic experience, and this could be the very reason that you may be questioning a lot of things in your life. You have the seer at the bottom. So I feel like there could have been a friend that maybe betrayed you, and now you are seeing things very differently. I almost want to like point at the Libra signal, like the little symbol here, Libra and Scorpio. So they could have been a Libra or a Scorpio, and maybe they betrayed you, or they could have told you some things that made you rethink who you were and ask these questions. Okay, so I'm going to leave these out because this is kind of like the foundation of the reading. So we're going to move on to the, I think this is called the Angels Tarot, I believe. So we're going to start with this deck here, and we're going to go into more information about, this camera kind of moved. Okay, we're going to move into more information about you right now. It's funny, you have the Page of Cups here, and you know, this is sometimes like a messenger that comes to your life to clarify things for you. So you could have met someone, or you could have been intrigued by someone that may have different views than you, and it could have also offset like some kind of self-doubt and questioning of life that you may have not really like felt before. Clarify this, starbathing spirit. Queen of Wands. Clarify that. Oh, you have the Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so I do think that I will say there's something that's very unhealed here, and then you have the Death, which could be hard. I feel like maybe it's hard for you to let go of something here. There's something that you're definitely not really letting go of. It could have been literal, you know, death, but death was actually very significant in the beginning, but I didn't really want to say that. No, I'm not saying you're gonna die, no. I'm just saying that death could be literal, but also figurative, metaphorical, right? So with the Page of Cups, clarifying this perspective card, I do want to point out that, again, I do feel like it was someone that came into your life that may have influenced you to start questioning your life, you know. And it's funny that you chose this intuition stone, which I feel like your intuition may be getting stronger right now. I just want to cover that. So your intuition may in fact be getting stronger as we speak, which I feel like you may have clicked on this video because your intuition pulled you to it. I think that if you don't really listen to tarot readings, you may not be drawn to a lot of people, but maybe for some reason you were drawn to this particular video. Because I'm sort of picking that up too. I usually don't say stuff like that, but it does seem like whoever is watching this is skeptical of what I'm saying as I speak. I'm gonna tell you. You'd be like, I don't know about this. I mean, it seems believable, but at the same time, I can't rationalize it. And it might just be that you don't believe things unless you see it. And you might not even be asking about love. And I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, or if you're questioning someone's feelings here. But I feel like whatever this is bigger than you and the person that you're connecting to. It's much bigger than that. It's nothing that, it doesn't really have to do with you as a person, and well, it could be you as a person, but I feel like it's bigger than a connection. It's bigger than that, or this connection may be working its magic for something bigger, you know? So with the Four of Swords in reverse, I do kind of feel like there's something that is kind of unhealed, and it could be the way that you perceive yourself and others perceive you. Look, the King of Pentacles. That's so funny because I've just noticed that I have a combination of very light, very beautiful, high vibrating oracle decks and, you know, tarot decks with all the light colors, and then flat in the middle I have this like darker deck that I will be using. So it's like there's a definitely an energy of light and darkness right now in your, you know, energy. Okay, so clarify that Queen of Wands, please. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Divine power guards against material troubles, and then you have a lot of pentacles on here. So I do kind of sense that you, if this has nothing to do with spirituality or you questioning life, it could be you questioning your purpose and what you're here to do. It could be simply questioning your purpose. I think that you've spent a lot of time, you know, building a legacy, but you haven't really developed much of an internal world, or you focus so much on your material world that you haven't really put much energy into your internal world, your love, your peace, your, you know, your harmony, your soul. You haven't really had time to sit down and say, hey, what is my purpose? And I think that something happened. You could have lost money, and now it's pushing you into this space of like, oh my God, like I've spent so much time harvesting all these things, and suddenly something just rips that away from me, because it's kind of like a reaper. I forgot what it's called anyway. And then you have this raven holding this like letter here, so it's like, but you're not seeing it. So I feel like you're faced with all of these things ending in your life that are starting to have you question. But it's like Spirit had to force this, because if they didn't do this, I feel like you would have never gone into this energy. You would have never started to think, you know, beyond the material world. You know, you wouldn't have never like set foot in like a church probably, or just talk to like a psychic or anything like that. You were just so focused on all this work and all these, like, being the last one standing, being the legacy of your family, that you kind of ignored this. And I think with this, I think that Spirit was like, you know what, let's just, I know that this person is so focused on all of these things and harvesting all this material wealth. Let's take it away from them, so they're forced to sit in isolation and think about and reflect. You don't spend a lot of time reflecting. If you were married to someone and had kids with them and they like ended up passing, or you guys divorced or broke up, I feel like this had to happen because it had to push you in this state of like, oh my God, what is life? You know, what is this? Like, this is weird. It was kind of like a wake up moment. Obviously this is general, so you could have lost something as simple as a pet, and it kind of triggered something. So you definitely went through some form of like disruption, whatever disruption it was. You went through some form of disruption that has kind of offset some form of like spiritual journey or energy here. And with this energy right here, is kind of very untouched. I want to be honest, I haven't really looked into this energy a lot. I don't know why. It seems very separate from what's going on. This could be your trauma that you haven't really healed from. And I think it's because you have been forced to be one way your whole life that you haven't really had the chance to really look into who you were. And I feel like your parents or someone here molded you into the person they wanted you to be, so you never really had time to develop your own sense of self, because it was always manipulated, you know. It was always like created and changed. People wanted you to be one way, and you know, people were always watching you, the next thing that you'd be doing. So it's like you never really had space for yourself or time to really analyze your, you know, in solidarity, and you know, in solitude. Okay. This is the Ten of Pentacles, but it looks kind of like enslaving, honestly. So I feel like your parents, or just generations prior to you, right, really wanted you to play your cards right and be successful, and you know, create this beautiful, stable foundation for you. But it's like, is that really what you wanted? I feel like a lot of their desires are weighing on you. It's kind of like you're carrying a legacy that you didn't even want in the first place, you know. You're carrying an energy that you didn't want in the first place. All you wanted was one thing, but your parents or family was like, no, you got to do this and that because we want you to be successful, yada yada yada. But it's like, but it's not really what I wanted. But you know what, I'm gonna carry it out because I feel like I need to do this, not for me but for my family. So I do feel like it's something that you don't necessarily want, but you've carried this wish that wasn't even yours. You got the Ten of Cups. So I'm not saying that you're unhappy, well as you could be, but I do feel like I feel like at any given time you may end up giving up on all these things that you've accomplished, because for some of you, I feel like you're not wanting to move on and not wanting to let this go. For others of you, you feel like it's time to do what you actually want to do. Okay? Get your wish fulfillment. I feel like you guys are wishing a lot. You're manifesting a lot. Because this can go both ways. For some of you, I feel like you're skeptical and you feel like you can't let go of this legacy that you've tried so hard to accomplish for your family or other people. So you're just living it out because you have nothing better to do, and it's already been so long, and you know, it's already something that you're stuck with, the devil. It's something that you have already, like, you know, you feel like it's too late, you know what I mean? You feel like it's too late to change paths now. So for some of you, you're skeptical. For some of you, you're looking for the reason. You're looking for a sign to actually let go of this and do what you want to do. For others of you, I feel like you are pulled towards a different side of life because of something that could have occurred in your life. So I'm going to move on here. With another tarot deck, and then we will conclude the reading. I'm going to use another oracle to clarify this energy here of perspective. Everything else right now, I feel like it's just what's actively occurring, but the main focus definitely feels like it's this perspective energy here. But I feel like with this, it's like you felt like you couldn't let yourself be seen, like who you really were. You felt like you couldn't express that. You didn't have the courage to do so, and that's why this energy here was showing up like it wasn't your legacy. And you just wanted to make people proud. Spirit, give me more here. Give me one card, Spirit. Ooh. Ha! That is the stingray. Oh, Lord. And then you have the black egg, which is also talks about, like, whatever it talks about. I'm still learning the book. But this stingray, I remember it clearly. There's definitely an old pattern that you're trying to let go of. Sorry about that. So with this stingray, it's like you're eager to grow and let go of things that don't really resonate with you. I think that you've tried to really push this dilemma in the back burner, but I feel like it keeps coming up and you're like, no, this is not the life I'm meant to live. But you're just so comfortable in what is familiar and what you've known your whole life that you're having issues really like letting go of that. And with this black egg being here, this does talk about excuse me, oh my god, my throat just got like very weird. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. But this black egg talks about speaking from, you know, your authentic self, speaking from a place of authenticity and the truth. It talks about truth. And I do feel like at times we are not really like truthful to ourselves, so we put ourselves in these kind of like situations that, you know, don't quite resonate with us. And I think Spirit is like, you know what, it's time to let go of these patterns that are comfortable. And I think that they've been comfortable for so long that it's no longer comfortable. It's actually getting kind of boring and repetitive and mundane. And I think that you're used to it, to where you've accustomed to it and you don't want to do anything that's outside of that comfort. But at the same time, Spirit is really making you think about discomfort and whether it is what you want forever. Sometimes we are okay being comfortable with things and staying in that situation, but it takes random crap to have us ask these questions like, wait, am I comfortable or am I happy? Why do I fear change? Why is it that this is the only thing that makes me comfortable? So I was going to use this deck, but I feel like this is the message that wants to come through. I want to move on to the next piles. So you're more than welcome to go to the other piles if you want more information, because there may be messages that may come up in the other piles. Well, not piles, the other groups. So I will end it here, and thank you guys for watching. Hey there, group 2. So if you chose the selenite stone, this will be your reading. I didn't shuffle these, but I'll just shuffle it later. This will be your reading. So we're going to start off with some oracles to see the overall energy and what you need to hear. What wants to come through. This is the Starseed Oracle. I think this is one of her larger decks, actually, because this has a lot of cards. I think the other ones have less. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's get some messages here. Okay, let's see. Messages for group 2. So you have deep cellular healing. Deep cellular healing coming out first. Let me just move this rock over here. My web camera just keeps like messing up a little bit. Don't know why. It's just like the glue is not really as sticky. So you have a deep cellular healing, and then we're going to see what else we get here. Pull from the top. We have loosen your grip. Okay. This is kind of giving me death in reverse energy, and I'm going to pull another one from the top. Okay. So, first off, obviously, we are always healing, and I feel like this may be the main message of your reading. I think that you may be having troubles letting go of someone, honestly. Even if someone offers you something amazing, I think that you still wouldn't give up on whatever this is. This is giving me an energy of like, I can't let this go. I just can't. Like, I just can't. Like, this is for me. And even if it's not for you, you feel a strong pull to it. I do feel like you don't want to let something go, but you also don't want to give up on it either. Which letting go sometimes means giving up. But the thing is that with this wait card, it's not time yet. You may be holding on too tightly and not giving yourself space from this manifestation. Because just because we let go of something doesn't mean that we've necessarily given up on it. It just means that in due time, once we kind of stop wanting to control an outcome, then it will happen. So, I don't know if this is a person or like a situation, but I will see. Loosen the grip. Can you clarify that, Spirit? Camel. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Wait, turtle. Okay. So, with the elephant clarifying the deep cellular healing card, I think that you are tough enough to let go and tough enough to heal this energy that you feel like hasn't really left your body, because I feel like you're so stuck on something that's actually preventing you to heal properly, and sometimes we gotta let go of things, and I think that you may be having problems letting go of things. I know I keep saying that, but I feel like you need to kind of hear it enough, because I feel like you're the type of person that like you just need to hear things just enough to like have you like let go, like, or have you actually do it. So maybe you're like, you have a very thick skull as I want to say it. And the thing is that I do feel like you have the ability to get through all of these things and the ability to, you know, remove obstacles from your life, but I think you're trying too hard to remove these things. You feel like you could just remove problems like that, but sometimes the removal process takes a while. And I think that you are trying to speed up this healing process that takes time. I feel like you're not allowing yourself to grieve because you feel like you don't have time to grieve because you have so much baggage and so much on your plate with this camel energy. You know, you're carrying a lot of baggage that probably isn't even yours. So maybe you need to let go of that. And I think that you're not allowing yourself to heal because you have so much other things that you are dealing with that is preventing you from maybe possibly grieving. Maybe that's what you need to do, is grieve. And I feel like you're not grieving. Spirit is telling you maybe you should sit down and allow yourself to feel and let go of these negative coping mechanisms. For you, coping is just like speeding it up and like just not really like analyzing or internalizing these feelings of loss or whatever happened in your life. And I feel like you're like, I don't have time to grieve. I don't have time to be emotional about this. Like, I have things I have to do here with this camel. I have things I carry with me. I can't just set it down and like grieve right now. I don't have the space and energy to do so. But you do, because sooner or later these things creep back up, whether you wanted them to or not. And one day you're going to be sitting in your room crying, asking yourself, what the heck? Why am I feeling this way? It's like, oh, remember those things that you didn't want to process? Well, they're kind of coming back up. They're kind of coming back up. Even if you choose to stay in this bubble and not feel, eventually you'll have no other choice. And that's the worst. Because Spirit's like, no, let's push that on them, because they gotta feel it somehow. You can't just have these suppressed emotions for, I mean, you can for a long time, but sooner or later, like, they will come back up. And with this turtle, it does talk about like being comfortable in your own home, in your own skin, in your own shell. And I think at times you may not be comfortable being alone, because you do have weight, things are being woven. It's not time yet. Sorry, it's not yet time for this. I feel like maybe Spirit kind of wants you to sit down and really take a moment to internalize all the things that you have been dealing with and just sit with it, because this is water energy and you have fire energy here, so maybe you have a lot of things going on. But with this water energy, I'm thinking Cancer, because, you know, even though it's not like a crab or anything, the crab still has its own little like home inside of itself. So I feel like you may not even feel comfortable in your own skin, really. For some of you, I just got that maybe you want to move into a home, but you feel like you haven't found the right one yet, so you keep searching and searching and searching. So it could be that as well. But for others of you, it could just be that you're looking too much into like other places for comfort, when simply the only way you're going to find this comfort is within yourself. And you know, home is what we make it. So this is kind of what I'm getting, like, home is what we make it. And sometimes the most random places end up feeling like home. So you may not like that shack of a home that you have, but for some reason you may feel very comfortable in it. Or you may be looking for this perfect place, or this perfect person, but you just are so like controlling about it that you don't really give things or people the benefit of the doubt. So you just write them off, right? So I feel like this is what you're doing. You're writing off a lot of this energy. You're writing off your process, like your grieving process. You're like, no, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to. No. So it's like you're writing off a lot of things in your life that need processing, and that need you to give them a second chance. So someone here may want a second chance, or there is a home that maybe you're drawn to, but then maybe the pain is ugly, or like the outside of the house is ugly, so you just write it off. So you're not really thinking with your emotions, you're kind of thinking with your logical thoughts. And I feel like this is why this is coming through here. ASMR, and I'm kidding. Yeah, it's I kind of like to watch myself do videos because it's very satisfying. Sometimes I swear I just sit here and shuffle my cards. I think you need to find a hobby. Like, you really do. Or maybe you have too many hobbies. And you need to just sit with yourself and just calm down and not move for a couple minutes. You feel like you always need to move. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's not take all of those. That's way too many. Spirit really does not want to give me a card right now. Like, they really don't. They really don't. I'm just going to pick from the top. Oh. I knew that would come out. Whatever. So, we have the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and we have clarify this energy of the turtle. The World. Completion. Ha! I knew that would. That's crazy. Healing. Okay. You got the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So, again, this Eight of Cups is representing the ability to move forward, the ability to allow healing and move towards a better energy. And I think that you are just so... It can't hurt more than it already does. Okay, this is what the Ten of Swords always means to me. It's like, it's already hurt so bad that it can't really get any worse. So why are you still trying not to allow these emotions in? If it's gonna hurt, it's gonna help you complete a cycle that needs to be completed. And I feel like you are very, there's a lot of burdens that are on you right now. There's a lot of burdens that you are dealing with. And I feel like the faster that you ascend, or the faster that you get to this crying and getting over it, the quicker you're gonna feel safer and release all the energy that you need to release. Release all the sorrow, all the grief out. And the sooner you'll be comfortable in your own skin. And it may take some time. It will take some time. But for some of you, you may actually need to grieve later on. So for some of you, I do feel like maybe you will grieve later on. Because some of you are too stubborn. But eventually it will occur. So with the Camel and the loosen your grip, it's like you really need to let go of all these baggages that aren't even yours, that you just carry just because no one else will. And with the Ten of Swords, I just feel like you're over it. And I feel like the sooner that you accept that you need to grieve is the sooner that that pain is going to be over. It's going to be over quick, I promise. Like, it will be over quicker than you think. And it's going to help you get to where you need to be and be wholesome with yourself and feel comfortable. And because there's a lot of anxiety and emotion that you need to release, but you're holding in so much that it is affecting your ability to feel comfortable being alone. When someone is not comfortable being alone, is because they have a lot of unresolved and bottled up feelings that if they were in a room, they'd just cry. And I feel like you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And I feel like maybe that's what you need to do. You need to get rid of these distractions and just sit with yourself and cry it out. Because once you let it out, you feel more at peace. And I feel like that is what Spirit is really wanting you to see. This message is very straightforward. You have the Four of Cups. I'm telling you, it's like you're just like really being stubborn about this. Like, Spirit is giving you so much time and reasons to grieve and like just cry it out and like express these emotions, but you're not doing so. If this is a relationship, maybe there's a talk that needs to be addressed so you guys could be happy again. Because I do feel like if this is a connection, someone here needs to either break up with you or you need to break up with them so you feel better. Maybe I feel like there's an ending that's way overdue. There's something here that's definitely past due. It's past due, honey. It's past due. But you're still there, dealing with it. You're still stuck in this energy, knowing that you have the ability to move forward, but not doing so. Why? Why? I don't get it, because at the end of this tunnel, there's this energy here, which is beautiful. You may feel like maybe there's more unresolved things that you need to go through. Maybe you feel like, for some of you, I feel like maybe you feel like you need to suffer a little bit more. Or, because some of you are not suffering at all, but some of you are still suffering over something that is already over and that you need to stop crying over. So for some of you, you need to cry. For others of you, you need to stop crying and get over it. And let go of it. For others of you, you need to allow those emotions to flow through you so they can leave you. Flow and leave you. Okay, so I'm going to pull one more oracle, and then that will conclude the reading for group 2. Strength and Wisdom is one of your cards. So I'm just going to pull one. And I think that with this Strength and Wisdom is, again, literally what I'm saying. You have the strength and the knowledge to get past this, and you know that this is not good for you, but you're still doing it because I think you're very stubborn. But obviously this is the energy that I'm picking up from your cards. So I hope that this resonated and I found you. I will move on to the next pile. Till next time. I keep saying pile, but it's not what I mean. I mean group. Whatever. You know what I mean. Alright, next. Hi there, last group. Group 3. If you chose this stone, this will be your message that you need to hear. So, to start off, we're going to start off with some starseed oracles here. I've used these in all the piles, but I've used different decks each time, or tarot decks. So I will see what is going on with you. I'm probably gonna use this deck for you. So many to choose from. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just my addiction. Alright. Alright, let's shuffle. Let's give this baby a good shuffle. Oh. Jesus. I don't know why that happened. Give this baby a good shuffle. I already see that you don't take life very seriously, do you? This group definitely doesn't take life very seriously. Alright. Spirit, give me a message for group 3. No, I didn't shuffle that right. Give me a second. Very charismatic. I'm getting a lot of air with this. Ooh, a lot of blues. Very bright. And then you have the Great Severing. You got Mars energy here. Okay. Let's just put this aside. So with this energy, I'm getting Libra. I feel like this actually might be a relationship reading. I feel like it might be. Who knows? We'll see. So with this Messenger energy, you got Mars here, which I like this energy for you, but I'm just gonna see why is this not bright enough? Okay, that's better. Anyway, so obviously I do see that you, group 3, are definitely seeking some form of balance. You see something turning out in a certain way, and I think you're trying to look at a situation and trying to approach it from a way that, or like a lot of, okay, I feel like I feel like you're trying to get to some form of conclusion, or you're trying to see a situation and you want to analyze it to where it turns out the way that you intended to turn out, or you want a situation to play out in a certain way. So you're kind of analyzing, really keeping an eye on the situation, because I do feel like there's a situation that you want to play out in a distinct way or in a certain way. And I'm getting a lot of Libra, so you have that there. And it says it's happening, keep holding the vision. So there's a vision here that you are attributing to, or that you are trying to play out. You've already thought about it, but I think that you are trying very hard to you know, have it happen. So it says make your life a moving prayer. So I do feel like you're praying or manifesting for a certain thing to occur, and Spirit is like, you know, hold that vision, hold that thought very close to you, because with this Mars energy, I feel like it actually might happen. Okay. Whatever this is probably confirmation that whatever you have been wanting will probably occur. It's something that you have been maybe dreaming about. Okay, let's see. Got the Ace of Wands. I might move this a little bit lower. There we go. Got the Ace of Wands. I'll just grab this opposite way. I don't think you're getting a lot of indicators that this is going to happen or not, so you may not even be necessarily getting signs, although you are wanting them. I feel like Spirit is purposely not giving you any signs or any like sneak peeks into it, because they want it to kind of be a surprise. They want you to, I think they're doing this because they don't want you to kind of like get a sign and then take that sign and overthink your plans. Because I feel like if you get the slightest like discouragement, you might end up giving up on it. So, and if this is a relationship, you may be manifesting like your soulmate, but Spirit is like, we're not going to give you any signs, because we don't want you to like, we don't want to give you signs and then like have you just be like too focused on the signs and be too too focused on like the signs. They don't want you to like overthink it. You got more Libra energy here, and you have the Six of Cups here. So, again, so I do feel like it's been kind of kept a secret and not really giving you, someone is definitely not giving you much to go by. Spirit is definitely not giving you much to go by. So it's like, trust the process, because Spirit is like, if we give you any kind of indicator of who this person might be or what this might turn out like, you may end up changing a very particular aspect of the plan that might actually offset and change the whole not destiny, but like the whole goal, or like the whole destination, the whole, you know, Spirit is essentially saying enjoy the journey, don't set expectations, because the journey is what you're gonna enjoy. And this could play out in so many ways, but trust me, it's gonna play out the way that you want it to, but it may not, but it may play out a little bit different. We don't want you to control this at all. So Spirit really doesn't want you to have any form of control, or they don't want anything to influence your plan, because I feel like you are the type of person that you change your plan a lot, and you may end up changing a very vital role, or a very vital role of the plan, you know, and it could just change everything, you know. more like destiny. I know it seems like kind of hardcore and very serious, but it could be like engineering. Okay, maybe like you do slightly something wrong because you think that you did so. It's like engineering. You can't really change like something small about it because it kind of like messes up the whole like design. So it's like, if you think about it that way, it's like Spirit is like, no, you can't have all the information because I feel like you are more prone to change the design, which could actually change the finished project. You know, the don't change. I feel like you change the blueprint too much, and you know, and that's my point. I know I keep like trying to say a million ways, but that is the idea here. So with the Ace of Wands, I do see that there could be a message here coming towards you about this career. It could potentially be a career. If it's a relationship, it could be that you've been manifesting your soulmate and you are trying to find signs. You're trying to like, I just picked up the stone. So you may want to watch the first group to this reading. Okay. But I feel like with this energy here, it could very well be a soulmate or a career or like a project. But if it's a soulmate, I do feel like your soulmate may be closer than you think. And you'll know when you know. Spirit just wants you to kind of live your life the way you want to and the way you're supposed to. And your soulmate is going to manifest no matter what. You may expect to meet this person at work because a psychic told you. But for some reason, you may not even end up meeting them at work. It may be something totally different. I feel like you are maybe asking psychics, like, hey, like, I really want to know. And Spirit is like, no, we don't want you to know. It's a secret. It's a secreto. And psychics may be actually telling you who this person is. And it definitely is true what they're saying. But they're not going to tell you when you're going to meet them. Psychics might be telling you, hey, this project is going to go well and it's going to be successful in this year. But it may end up being sooner or later. So it's something that you're not going to expect. It's very unexpected. And the best things come unexpectedly. So I do feel like with this soulmate, this is a soulmate. You have all the information about this person because you know them, right? They're your soulmate. But you're not going to get when you're going to meet them. Because when we know a lot of information, we tend to want to control an outcome. And Spirit doesn't want you to do that. They're like, no. Let's not go there. We don't want you to do that. I feel drawn to pull one more of these and see. Can you get more information about this energy, Spirit? Give me more information. One card, please. Ooh. Look at that. Mars. So Mars, I think, was there earlier. I don't know if it was, wait, yeah, whatever. Mars came out here. So for some reason I thought this was in another pile, but I don't think it was. Not pile, another group. So with this Mars energy, I feel like you just want things. You have this idea of something. You have this like goal. And you always want to control things, and it creates a lot of conflict in your life. And I feel like Spirit is like, you know, I feel like it's going to hit you unexpectedly because it's going to catch you off guard. You're going to be so not guarded that if you do end up meeting this soulmate, you're going to be more softened to love. You're going to be more open to love than rather if you met them when you were actively trying to prepare for them. Because I feel like you're trying to prepare for them, but you can't prepare for your soulmate. It's something that just happens. Your body knows when it should be prepared, not your logical mind. So I feel like you're logically trying to prepare yourself for disappointment, or also just to try to be perfect for this person with the Empress. So it's like you're going to be perfect to this person regardless. Your project is going to be perfect regardless. So don't try to like prepare for it. You're gonna do it just well if you wing it. So this is a project, wing it, because it's gonna happen no matter what. You have all the answers, but it's gonna happen in a very different way than you expect it to. Because I feel like if you were to meet your soulmate, again, like as you're actively trying to prepare, you may end up closing yourself off more than if you meet them unexpectedly. One more card, please. Oh, that one wants to come out. Okay, you have Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence lies within you. See, and I think it's funny how like the heart chakra is being highlighted a little bit more. So I do kind of feel like with this energy, you need to assess this from your heart space. Don't think about it. You need to use your heart space as a motivator. I think that some of you may just do things rationally rather than just letting your emotions run through you and take action. You know, sometimes love can be so strong that it can make us do things that we never thought we could before. It is one of the biggest fuelers. Like, it's just, love can be like the largest fuel for, it could be like the largest motivation for anyone. You know, anger fuels you, but love also fuels you. And when you are in the space of feeling this way, we can do amazing things. Like an epiphany. You know, we spend hours trying to figure something out with our brain that we get so scattered and nothing gets solved. But then one day, out of nowhere, like, something just happens because we're in this energy, and it's, you know, we cannot even be thinking about it, and we get our answers just by, some of you may get answers through sleep and dreams. Dreams hold a lot of answers, and I feel like if you're wanting your soulmate, the answers lie within your dreams. They, you know, there's all these, like, you know, mental states. There's theta, beta, whatever the heck. I forgot what the project was called, but it was like the this dude. I gotta tell you what it's about, but you guys should probably look into it. Sorry, so they're called the brain waves. There's delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. So there's all these brain waves, right? So delta is like the last one, which I think that we get when we're like really deep sleep, or it's all these mental states. So, and I feel like there are times where we get answers through meditation, through just being relaxed, and I think that you're too agitated. And when we're agitated, we lose sight of what's right in front of us. So I feel like the less agitated you are, the more we are capable of realizing what's right in front of us and capable of understanding. Because sometimes logic is annoying. Like, being in your mental state and trying to figure things out from a logical perspective can only just create the puzzle. Can make the puzzle even harder. So I feel like answers will lie once you're not focused on it, and once you are in this very relaxed state of mind. I think you need to kind of like stop being so like, I'm not gonna say stuck up, but stop being so like tense all the time. That's what I'm trying to say essentially here. Because just sit down and think. Just sit down and let these things run through you, because I do feel like, in a way, you just think too much. Like, I don't even know what else to say about this, but you need to look into that, like, meditation. I will probably look it up for you. I forgot what it's called, but I will tell you once I find it. Bad news, I can't find it, but anyway, so it's a whole project where they use brain wavelengths, and each wavelength can help us study. When we sleep, people will wake up often from their sleep with the solution to the problem, similar to epiphanies, right? So, but I feel like maybe that's what you need to do. You know, get this epiphany, try to like relax your mind, and soon you'll get all the answers that you need. But right now I feel like you're thinking too hard on it, and you don't need to. There's no need for you to think so hard on it. It will just happen. Use more of your intuition. I think you need to use your intuition a little bit more. Nine of Cups, because I do feel like your wish fulfillment that you've been wanting is coming soon. You got the Page of Cups here. So, and I feel like it's sooner than you think, and I don't want to say that because Spirit's going to be like, okay, well, you just told him it's going to be soon, so now we got to change the date because you just told him. So it's like, it may be soon, it may not be soon. But I'm telling you, it may be sooner than you think. It may be later than you think, okay? Who knows? Only you know, because your intuition will tell you. Unless it doesn't. Sometimes things really don't. Sometimes things just show up unannounced. Okay, so what else do we have for group 3? You have the World. See, you're going to see this reward really soon. I keep saying really soon, so maybe it's soon. Maybe you've already seen this reward. Everything that you have worked on will be successful. You will complete this journey and end out cycles that no longer serve you. And if you're asking about a soulmate, you'll know when you know. This person will reveal themselves once you have been in total peace. Because your manifestations and things that you have been, I just heard airbender. You're definitely bending your reality, and you can bend your reality to where you want it to be. So again, all these manifestations, you got the 8 of Wands, which means news. Again, I'm telling you this thing that you've been planning for is gonna come to light sooner or later. Anyways, I hope that made sense. I kind of want to rant a little bit, but I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about if this resonates. If it doesn't, you might want to check out the other piles. Anyway, guys, this is going to be it for the pile 3. So, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you next time.